Chat, chat. Listen. I tried to get on. First off, I'm sorry. Yes, this is the latest I've ever been, and I feel pretty bad about that. But, but, I did try to get on, and I was supposed to be on about like 10 minutes ago, but my, it's weird because I put on OBS, and then um, I was setting up my full body tracking, and then the Quest Pro absolutely lost the Wi-Fi connection. Like what? 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 Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. What really happened was that I had a Marvel Rivals match, and I told myself, it was 8:31, and I told myself, I could do one more match. It shouldn't take too long, right? No, we went into overtime and everything, and it was just an absolute mess. So that's why like I was starting to rush here and get on. I was panicking sort of, but then just my luck. It really is my luck. Once I get on, something absolutely stupid happens. I swear, when it rains, it pours. That's just how it is. So let that be a lesson, chat. Never delay so late for things, because once you do, everything just goes to garbage. All right, let me read chat. I didn't read chat. Left's cooler. But hi everybody. I appreciate you all being here. You had a marriage while I was gone? Are you serious? So, hello Kaisel, hi Skelly, hi Buff Pikachu. Hi who else? I'm looking. Hi Danielle, hi Liam little dude. Hi Cheesecake. All right, let me go down. Hi Jelly Bread. Hi G-Arcs. Hi Unknown. Hi Golden Ducky. You guys are getting married. Hi Sick Cooler. It's good to see you all. Like, again, I'm really sorry for being late, but I think to make it up, I'm really kind of just wanting to chill phase and kind of only chill phase. Maybe today. Probably today. If anybody has any world suggestions, I can try them. But right now, I feel like Random Tab has kind of betrayed me. It doesn't have very good worlds in it. And I want exciting, kooky, fun worlds. I can show you bedrooms all the doo-dong day, but eventually it's only so common where you see a bed and you see a room. Until eventually you're like, this is all just the same thing, but just maybe a different color. Not saying that if people made those worlds out of scratch aren't beautiful or anything, but in our case, it's just a bedroom. Let them have their memories. I just need to try to make mine, if that makes sense. But hello everybody, I appreciate seeing you all. We're gonna move in a second. Let me get some water. Water's over here. Congrats, Sick Cooler. I'm happy you're GTX RTX 5060. Let's say hypothetically a category 6 hurricane heads towards me. Well, I'm from Florida, so we'll just say yeah. Bring it on. Like, what's the worst it's gonna do? Tickle us? Hurricanes wish. Anyways, we're gonna relocate. Am I still big? How big was I? I think that was because of the cat. Yeah, that was because of the cafe event. I was huge because those counters and whatnot. And plus, I have to turn on smoothing. There we go. So you all don't get like a headache when I do the smoothings. And do that and do this. I think that's good. Let's go into here. No. So chat, I don't know how many of you use VR chat adeptly, but this is a place called Midnight Rooftop. It's not really a world they have to advertise. Like they're doing very well off for themselves. But this is, I didn't really, because I was in a rush, I didn't really want to try to fumble through random worlds for a bedroom. If I had time, sure. But right now, I just wanted to get on. So I picked a reliable one, which is Midnight Rooftop. I'm not often here. I do remember something actually. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you all the story chat when I go upstairs. But hi everybody. For everybody who's new here, I appreciate you being here. If you're a returning, I'm always happy to see you. I appreciate my community very much. If you like my content, then I have a Discord server. That's the most important thing to me. I really, if you don't want to subscribe, that's up to you. But join my Discord server. We have so much fun. We have so much fun, and we do cafe events. See, I'm starting to do a cafe event now because now at this rate, this allows me the opportunity to get to meet you all. It's my way of also serving you all because I like serving coffee and whatnot. And I'm just a person that has a servant's heart at heart, I guess. Daddy FPT. Daddy FPT has paid its dues. So, if you're new here, I appreciate you being here. Nice of you to join us. I hope you can just chill, vibe, have fun. I'm not really reading chat. I'm just Kushi Moon Cycle tour. You want a tour of Midnight Rooftop? Yeah, sure. I can give you a tour. Well, I'm not talking about your leg. Sing along bowling staring contest. Bowling staring contest. I can give a tour of Midnight Rooftop. I've personally never really have been here before, but we can check it out. So I do know this. You have to go past here, and it takes you to a new world. And, well, that's upstairs, or at least outside. Chat, in this world, they're like one of like the advertisers for Never Met here. And if you don't know what Never Met is, it's basically a VR dating app. So think your Tinders and your Bumbles, but for VR. There's actually another one too. There's one called Flirtual. And it's funny, chat, because for a while I did use Never Met. It was one of the easiest ways for me to find connection with someone. I didn't use it to like find a girlfriend or whatever. I used it to like find people that I can chill and vibe with. And honestly, I've met some pretty good people through Never Met. I think it's easier. I want to say it's easier for... I don't want to say that. I don't really know. Sometimes between males and females and different group types and everything, it can really vary what your results may be. So I think it's harder for a guy in general. I just think so. It always is in these dating apps. But people find their opportunity here. People have found real love through Never Met. I'm pretty happy about Never Met personally. I've met some pretty good people, like some very good people, and they have definitely helped fill the void of loneliness when I would have it, when I didn't have a group, which, technically I do have a group now. It's my group. But yeah, if anything, Never Met is a lot of people like to use Never Met. I don't really use it anymore. I have no reason. I only use it to get friends, but I have a lot of friends now, so why would I want to use it, I appreciate you being subscribed, Danielle. I'm subscribed. If you want to subscribe, please, I would greatly appreciate it. But I don't really try to be that person where I'm just like, smash that like button, shoot, comment and subscribe. No, I can't do that. I can't. This is a hobby to me, so I enjoy doing it. That's why my stuff just fails every 5 seconds. I'm not taking this seriously. If I took this seriously, then I would be a terrible, terrible VTuber. But however, if anything, the most important thing for me is just making sure we can have fun. I look forward to these streams. I really do. I like to have the opportunity of getting to chat with you all, seeing you all, just saying what's up. And like, I always get fearful that I'm gonna be not good enough. But then I start getting on, and then I start talking, and then I'm like, yeah, I feel pretty good. So, yeah. I have 420 subscribers. Nice. No. I don't smoke. At least I don't smoke. That's all I can say. Let me live in my perfect internet fantasy. Are you excited to have to show your ID to access internet? Ultimate Deadpool, what are you talking about? Is there some new law and regulation where we're gonna have to do crazy things? I know okay, I don't want to go too real in like all this stuff. I'm just gonna say one piece of point that I relevantly know. Now I know for sure those more older sites, I believe you now have to have an ID to access them. I don't entirely know because I don't indulge in that, if that makes sense. It sounds weird, I know, but regardless, that's all I can probably say about that. I don't really want to press further into that. I mean, now VR chat, in VR chat relevance, they do ask for your ID if you want to do age verification, which a lot of people are still kind of on the fence about that. People don't really like the idea of giving up their ID information. Why is my face tracking doing crazy things? I think I know what I have to do. Are you all ready? Because I'm gonna, no, actually, I think it's good right now. It's good, it's good. Let me live. I'm told. Hi Danielle again. I said hi to you already, didn't I? I want to make sure I said hi to you. Anyways, continuing the tour. There's like chips over there. We can grab those. Colliders, my arch nemesis. Freaking Colliders, my arch nemesis. Oh, wow. God, this is pretty good. Chad, did you want one? Chad, did you want one? You said it, not me. Alright, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's check the rest of this world. What's going on here? This world isn't bad. I have nothing against this world. It's actually a really nice world. If anything, I might go... I think I know a specific spot here. I don't come here very often, but I have nothing against it. I think it's a pretty cool world. Like, it's nice. It's really pleasurable, really. We can go upstairs. This is where we gotta go. We gotta go upstairs. Yeah, this is what I remember. We're upstairs, chat. I may not seem so excited right now, but I'll tell you all why in a second. I need to just go sit in a spot. Not this spot. It was this spot. Yeah, it was this spot. Alright. Alright. Chad, this is gonna be a little bit sad, so... It's not sad. Oh. I'm sorry, Danielle. I still want to make sure I say hi. There's a chewing animation. Oh no, there's not a chewing animation. That's me with my my face tracking. That's what you're seeing. I'm just gonna get some water real quick, chat. Am I Cha-Cha daughter? What is that? Cha-Cha daughter? Like Cha-Cha real smooth? Cha-Cha real smooth. And go to work. Alright. Oh, actually, I was gonna sit over here. Chat. I'm so full. My first time, I guess. Alright. And I gotta align myself with this seat. I'll get smaller until... I'll get smaller enough until I'll just be aligned up with the seat. At least over here. Is this gonna align? I think that will. Yeah, that will. Alright. I'm getting myself set up, chat. And then we're just gonna chill and talk for a second. Hold on. So here's what we're gonna do. The camera. Flying. Yeah. But I like, hold on. Wait, I can do this better then. Hold on. It's gonna be a little weird leaning back for some reason, but that's okay. I'm not crying over spilled milk. Yeah. Yeah. I like this one. This is pretty nice. Hold on. Yeah, I like this. Alright. Alright, chat. So, I'm here. Hello, everybody. This is so bleeping awesome. I'm glad it's bleeping awesome. I'm a VTuber? What's a VTuber? Is that something you tube on the V's? I don't know. Couldn't be me. But, chat. I talking about you look like Philly and... Oh, yeah. I get that a lot. Because this is the same anime base model that Fillion uses, and if anything, they're all one model called Rindo. So Fillion was one of the people who really made Rindo really popular, and I knew what Rindo was because of Fillion, but I didn't know what Rindo was by Rindo. I just knew like, oh, this looks very similar to Fillion for a moment, and then I thought about it. I'm like, oh, this is what Fillion uses, and Fillion even said it themselves that They just use a public avatar, which makes a lot of sense, really. Um, this is sort of a public avatar, but not really, not anymore at least, because I took it to my own hands. Anyways, chat. Hi Arshan, good to see you. I have no energy. I'm so yeah, me too, but not really like super tired. I can still talk. If anything, what I wanted to talk about was my elbows. What I wanted to talk about was in this particular area right here that we're at. I actually had one time um the first time I tried Never Met. It's funny. I'm gonna go back to Never Met because I'm gonna explain why. When I first tried Never Met, it I didn't really know what to expect. It's not. I was never very good at the dating scene. I wasn't very good on like Bumble and Tinder and all this kind of stuff. So at some rate, I just didn't really bother, and the matches I would seemingly get were just not good. Now, granted, I was using this in an area where I just feel like I didn't connect with anyone in that area. I'm in a better area now, but I haven't really utilized it since because I've really focused solely on VR relationships. So my first real match in Tinder, and of course I don't say names to help keep the privacy of people's involved, but this person was probably one of the first times I actually felt like a sense of connection and commitment to someone. I remember her and I would spend hours talking to each other and just having fun, the conversations we would share, the laughs that we had. We went to a couple of different worlds, and she was honestly the first person I did my date idea on. Now, I have this date idea, chat. If you ever, here, take some advice from me, or don't, because I'm technically not in a relationship right now, but take some advice from me. Oh, Cha-Cha daughter. Hi, Gojo. Sorry, everybody. I'm kind of in story time, so I'm gonna read chat after the fact. But as I was saying, when I first started Never Met, and this is my first match, we went to this world one time, and we sat in this very spot. Now, of course, I don't sit here and lament about it, even though I kind of quieted down and acted more serious. No, if anything, I sit here and revel the fact. I don't have regrets of the first person I tried to be a girlfriend with. We never became official. It was a month of trying, and I felt like I was making good progress. But Chad, I have something called anxious attachment, and now I'm not gonna try to go super therapist here because I'm not a therapist. A and B, I could be spitballing these concepts out of my ass. But from what I gather with anxious attachment, it comes in the matter that I need to feel validation and I need to feel love at any given moment in time. And I think that's true because validation is, admittingly, just being brutally honest, if I don't get validation, it hurts me eventually. That is one reason why I love my community, because you all are so supportive and great and awesome, and it's helped build my own confidence. But if I don't really get validation, or if I feel like I'm just screwing up and doing bad things, then I kind of wither and shrivel up. In other words, I get pretty depressed. I get upset with myself. I really start doubting my abilities at some point. Like, it's really polarizing. Either I feel good or I just don't. There really is no middle ground. And when I'm down there in those more upsetted situations, I definitely don't think those thoughts, but I will admit that sometimes I don't have any energy for anything. And it's upsetting, really, because one of the most important things to me is, and this is just kind of me being deep about it, but it's the feeling of uselessness. I don't like to feel useless, because if I feel useless, then I feel like I'm not doing something for someone. It's dumb, because sometimes I'm not expected to sit here and try to be a super human person all the time. I can admit that openly and honestly right here, right now to you all, because I don't want to make it seem like I'm some person that I'm not. I'm not a perfect streamer in many ways. I tried new things. I try to be more efficient in those things, and I try to make sure overall you all can have a pleasurable stream. But I make mistakes here and there. If anything, though, streaming is an important thing to me because it helps me preventing that feeling of uselessness, if that makes sense. Seeing you all come in, seeing you all wait for me, that's like, wow, that's really cool. And you know, you all say like it feels like therapy, and I will say this again, I am not a therapist, please. That's why I always say all of my advice, just it's just advice. I would never say anything and just be like, you need to follow that, you need to follow it now. You all are free thinkers. You can think your own thoughts. You can have your own opinions. I'm not saying you. I would never say you can't, because there are people out there who would try to influence you to do something because they think it's right. Like they want to cultivate a sort of in fashion inspiration to something, or they want to find opportunities to make people get to their promote their brand and all this kind of stuff. Of course, charisma goes a good way in letting things like that happen. If I wanted to be a different person, I could try much more sleazy tactics and try to find my opportunity to fame other ways. But I'm not saying everybody that does it is sleazy, by the way, but if anything, I just want to make sure I have purpose and I have opportunity. I don't want to be someone who's not doing anything for anyone. Because if I'm not doing anything for anyone, then I'm no good. What a funny way to think about it, isn't it? You try your best to be better than the last time, but try all you want. You remind yourself what you truly are. And no matter how hard I can try to convince myself I'm something I'm not, and no matter how good I think I can get over my insecurities, there's only so much I can do. Reeling it back though, getting out of that darker section, if that makes sense. Going back to the whole girlfriend situation. I also say this too because I always revel in memories and moments. Like the cafe event was fantastic to me. That's going to be a great memory I'm going to have for a long time. We can even watch it again if we want to, which I greatly appreciate that too. It's memories, and I love memories. This is why I'm a storyteller in a sense. I have a lot of memories that I may have not experienced myself, but what if people told me? You'd be surprised, chat. Taking that opportunity to actively listen to somebody, you can open up a lot more things than you might realize. I'll give an example. Yesterday, I went to a kava bar, if you all know what that is. It's like a bar, but a chill bar, if that makes sense. I went to a kava bar, and the guy that was helping me, he's a pretty pleasurable guy. Seemed a little nervous, seemed a little stressed, but because of you all and because of my own evaluating my own speaking, I looked over to him, heard him out, and asked him, "Oh, what do you go to school for?" You know, he told me his thing, and I asked him "Oh, what's that?" And I asked him good questions, and he opened up like a book, and he was very happy to talk about what he just wanted to talk about. To me, that's everything, really. I always want to find that opportunity for people to feel comfortable, and if they feel comfortable, that means they feel good. But in my own personal senses, I have to keep these memories intact because they make me who I am. Some memories are more important than others. Like I definitely have some memories I remember that are definitely more so learning lessons than cherishable moments. But like the last cafe live stream. But overall, I went on a really long tangent, and my story went like so many different connected levels. But if anything, I feel good talking to you all. I'm just talking about stuff like this. So I'm gonna re-chat now. I am so far back, I think. Oh, I'm not too far back. I'm not as far back as I thought. I'm water hungry. Water hungry is not good. I am indeed a VTuber. Philia mom is cha-cha. Oh yeah, I think I heard that. Duck? Why duck? Never alone with a good piece of bread. You never love a good piece of bread. Oh, yeah, my bad. That's what I mean for the cha-cha-da. I see. I understand now. I made you laugh. I have a Discord now. You have a Discord too? Ooh, that's pretty cool. If you ever say figgy pudding several times in front of your you know what? I might just do that. I have written down, I'll practice on, yeah, tutu. Very nice. Why do you want to draw on a maid dress? It's good for retention. Because we're all in a maid dress cafe event. Well, then Elsa married Muppet Miss Piggy. Did I catch up? Oh, sorry. I do not stuck. I just wait outside the muffled window. All right, Chad. I caught up. You rule, roller person. Thank you, Kush. Thank you, Kush. Cushy Mooncycle. I don't think I've ever met you before, but I appreciate you being here. If anything, I kind of just wanted to go on a really long yap spree because I feel like sometimes that gets people going. I was a ring bearer with Gwen Kaiso and I love why I got married. Congratulations, Cheesecake. I don't know when that wedding happened, but I appreciate you two for having great matrimony with each other. May you both have a long and prosperous. All right, Chad. I want to get off this particular. We're gonna go to a different area real quick. I don't know what I just pressed, but I pressed it. I'm gonna take this. Can I move with this? No. I can move with this if I did this. All right, chat. We're gonna move somewhere else real quick because I want to, like, lay on my beanbag chair. More coincidentally, where the beanbag chairs are. All right, give me a minute. I'm gonna do this real quick. Relocating. Mic? No, my mic's here. Oops. Hi, chat. Do this real quick. Ba-boom. Anyways. What? No. Alright. Nope. Get off. Get off my screen. Get off. We're gonna sit on this beanbag chair right here. This one. This one's pretty good. Okay. Hello, chat. I'm here, but on a beanbag chair now. This is a good beanbag chair. It actually fits my beanbag really well. Cat bag? Hi, Danielle. Why do you do vertical streams instead of landscape? Because Cosmex, it's kind of like this is, it's so funny because I talked about not wanting to be scummy, but I try to do decent strategies where I can. And in this case, usually short streams are easier to have engagement from because you would ideally swipe up into it if you're looking for VTuber content. Or if you click, what happens too, if you click into my if I post a video a couple hours before, ouch! Oh, my back is gonna like go out. If I post a video a couple hours before I stream, sometimes, not always, and I think it like does like a brief boost, but that's all I really need. Sometimes it offers increased engagement, and these are like tactics I'm trying. YouTube is just YouTube. It does what it does, and it's so hard to try to figure out like more effective strategies of it. But I know the consistency, and for sure, doing like live streams in short format does at least two things. One, it allows for easier engagement because people do come board and say hi and all this good stuff. And two, one of the nice things about this is that I'm kind of like, I always do my live streams in a style of like I'm holding a phone camera, so it's a little easier. It's kind of like a little more connected, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm almost like seeing you all in a different world, and if anything, it's pretty fun. It's a nice way of doing live streaming. I try to be different. I'm not saying I'm super different, but if I'm gonna be using a lot of short live streams, it's kind of in my best interest to make this somewhat engaging, or at least like have a sense of like lore or some reason why I do it. In other words, it's just a style I want to try, and that's why I don't really have overlays. I may eventually have an overlay, but I kind of have like my weird own philosophies for streaming, and I feel like I should have my stream as simplistic as possible. In other words, that really means no overlays, but I'll think about something. I'll probably eventually, like, because overlays are just too convenient, and they can show information, especially if I ever potentially go to Twitch. Then I need to have like an overlay of like YouTube chat and Twitch chat so you both can communicate to each other. That'd be pretty cool. I've thought about that idea too. Like, I would want Twitch chat and YouTube chat to like see each other, so there's more interconnectedness, and that's one of my big goals when I do my streams and everything. I want a sense of interconnectedness, and I'm pretty bad about it myself because I just yap. I'm just a Yapatron 9000, but I still try to make sure I slow down and read my chat so I can talk to more people and have fun. And of course, if it's like a larger stream, then I have to just be more performance related. And I also will still yap and everything, but yeah. Back to roll, yap, 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 yap. Phones can levitate now? Yeah, my phone can levitate. I mean, obviously, I don't have you on a tripod or anything. No, you're okay. Is it wine? I love wine. It roller stream, not mine, so he deserves the spotlight, not me. That's why I'm not saying. I mean, Kaisel, if you really wanna, like, me to say it, I suppose I could. Chat, there's been a terrible, unfortunate circumstance that Kaisel has caused upon themselves. They apparently have broken their leg. So, please give well wishes to Kaisel. I will not say the reason why. If Kaisel wants to disclose that, they can, but I will not. All I can say is that we want to make sure we wish Kaisel well. Please. He did great. He did great at the event. He has good ambition within him, and if anything, he did a very good job. So, wish him well. I hope he recovers soon enough. I hope it's not that bad. I really hope so, or that you don't need surgery or anything. Have you tried yoga for your back or trying to get animals to walk across your back? Animals to walk across my back? You say that as if like I have animals at my disposal. Actually, interesting. I could, interesting. Stupid, so you know for now. Holding cameras is so dated. Phones can levitate. I know, see, I'm not holding you. I already read that, by the way, but I'm reading it anyways. I don't really feel like chatting, but I'll be watching. Unknown. Hi. Unknown, hi. Unknown. Unknown. Unknown? Unknown. Hi. It's good to see you. As always. As always. Unknown, please. As you know, always know. I appreciate you being here. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. But I still will appreciate if... You know what? I'm not going to say that. I really don't want to pressure you. Just enjoy yourself, okay? I love water. I'm happy you're here. Thank you for being here. Yeepy. Haven't eaten since morning. I'll make up for you not yapping unknown. Well, you nailed this. I'm both having fun. So. Well, I hope you're having fun, Cushy Moon Cycle. It's nice to meet you. I appreciate it a lot. I always like to find new friends, and would you believe me if I told you, and my typical chat can say this, my main purpose in live streaming is to find people for my community, really, for our community. And you know, you can see it. We had a cafe stream not too long ago. It was a lot of fun. Granted, I screwed up the camera resolution and everything, but it was still a blast. I enjoyed myself. It was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great people come by. I'm trying to be more active with you all. I want to do more different things. Like, I am probably going to stream Deltarune, because not only will that allow me to live stream, but that also means I can kind of like relax myself a bit. Because getting into VR like so soon after getting off of work is just hard. Like, it's difficult, man. So yeah, if anything, I will try to like probably stream Deltarune on Fridays. That'd be quite interesting. That'd be pretty cool. Alcohol. Too tall to twerk. Hi, Tactilate. Good to see you. Busy week for Tech League. Just got the hope on. Alright, space. Goop? Gooba goo? What's Gooba goo? What's that? What is this? Stupid stuff here. Alright, everybody. I'm caught up. So I'm probably going to just move on to the next topic that I want to talk about. What topic do I want to talk about is the thing. I have a lot of topics to talk about. I was talking about something in the... I was talking about something in the Discord. But what was I going to talk about? Does anybody remember? Because I kind of don't. Where's that phone? No, my phone's like somewhere. It's over there. Huh. What were we going to talk about? Let me go see. I want to go see. I'm curious. I need a topic. I need a topic to talk about. Yeah. Ouchies. Let's see real quick. Chat's getting crazy. All right, hold on, everybody. I'm just looking. I'm looking to see what I was gonna talk about. Oh yeah. I remember now. Chat. Excuse me. Where's my hands? Show me your hands. Do. Chat. I remember what I was gonna talk about. So chat. I was having a conversation in the Discord server today. I believe it was today. I'm pretty sure it was today. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was today. But Realithic was having a problem with the situation, and for privacy's sakes, I won't say it here. I mean, it's on the Discord server, but I still don't want to like expose things like that. That's not anybody's business. And of course, I offer my advice. But by the end of it all, I just offer advice. Like everything I say, chat, you have to take with a grain of salt. I'm not like a super sage, wise guru. I just do a lot of thinking, and I really think about a lot of scenarios. Typically, I feel like I can piece other situations together because I've already figured out the building block pieces of that simple thought. So making more complex thoughts is easier because I already have fabrications and foundations for simpler thoughts. So I can elaborate upon my own thoughts in that weird interconnected dimensional network. Everything I just said, I have no idea what I just said. But for some strange reason, I know how to string words around and just keep talking until I die. This is what I am. But the reason why I say it all is because I offer advice, and I like to hope with all of my introspective thinking, I have some decent sense of wisdom. I'm not going to say, again, I'm not a sage or a guru or anything, but I like to say I have pretty good intuition, I suppose. So, but the thing is with Realithic, they didn't really like expect the advice, but they said that they appreciated it, that I would like take the opportunity to care like that. And that's one important thing I like want for our community. We are there for each other. I love seeing you all talk in the chat. I love seeing you all talk in the chat and just the way you communicate with each other and all how you talk and everything, all that good stuff. But if anything, we have to make sure we be there for each other the best we can. And I kind of said like this, I'm not expecting all of us to be therapists or something. That's hard. There's a lot of practice, knowledge, and know-how in therapy and psychotherapy and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes someone's world can be changed just by someone being there and letting them know that they're there. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. You don't have to try to reinvent the wheel and string a crazy conversation and hope that someone is going to be convinced why they shouldn't do this thing or should do this thing. You don't have to do that. If someone is down, if someone's upset, if someone just needs support, they don't need like the next move. They don't need really advice, honestly. If anything, they just need someone to listen, someone to, vent to, and overall, someone to remind them that there's someone there to be there for them. That's it. There's no need for much of anything else. Now, of course, if the person asks, then sure, offer them that opportunity to offer advice or maybe your next move. But don't offer it unless it actually is asked. Otherwise, just listen. Just maybe ask good questions after they have said their whole thing. So at the very least, you're paying attention. Because active listening allows the opportunity to think about your next question that you want to ask the person. In the flow of conversation is like a dance. And you have to know the pacing of the dance in order to help keep the flow going and actually keep the conversation stimulating. If someone, that's why I say I have pretty good easy questions that I ask people. How are you doing? And what's new? That gives a lot of opportunity to open up about a lot of things. And at that rate, they're going to probably tell you something that you can think about a question about to get more information about them. My thing's being weird. to get more information about them. And once that happens, then what is it? Then you let them speak, and then maybe you'll ask like one more follow-up question to show like you're still invested and that you actually want to like elaborate further. And then they may really open up about things. But then once you get to that point, you can either decide, I want to connect to something they told me, or you can ask probably another question until you have to say something. You can't. Remember, chat, people don't like interrogation machines. Like, where are you? What's your life? Who are you doing? It's like, at some point, yes, questions are very nice, but a conversation should never be one-sided. If it feels like someone is basically just asking you questions and kind of being like, that's cool, that's not a very good question asker, because they're not a very good listener. And that's the key important note, chat. If you really want to have conversations that flow, if you want to have, engagements that weave and fly, then just make sure you understand the person in front of you. Are they engaged in your conversation? Are they not engaged in your conversation? If they are engaged, good job. Keep doing what you're doing. If they're not engaged, what can you change to make that opportunity better? Conversation is very, 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 very important in the modern world, now more than ever. Because let's put it this way, it's my opportunity of how I weave my words and how I can elaborate on analogies is what allowed me to get as far in my life, honestly, as I could. Because I speak in a very interesting way, and it's stuff like this that I think about all the time. Conversation is important. Conversation is that gateway to someone. And it's hard at first. People just don't want to talk because they're scared. They think someone is going to, not be there for them or just not care. That sucks. It really does. And that's why I heavily focus on being in the moment. Chat, I don't ever find an urge to go on my phone and maybe just get water, because obviously I yap a lot and I need some water. It's delicious though. I love my water. But the point is, I understand how important attention is in a conversation. And if you want to be a master conversationalist, you want to know one of the easiest ways to do it? Just show you care. It really isn't that hard. Look at someone, listen to them, process what they're telling you, ask follow-up questions. Sounds easy though. It's hard in practice. It just takes time. You gotta feel comfortable. You gotta go with the flow. If you decide that you're gonna, not have the confidence and panic, then you're probably best just closing the conversation, just being like, okay, thank you, have a good day, or something like that. But practice makes perfect. If you never try, you're never gonna know. And honestly, chat, I try new experimental ways of speaking all the time, because I want to see if I can say it differently or convey it in a different tone. I'm a person who doesn't try to be the same person twice, which is so weird, because I am me. Here I am yapping away, and this is all I do. Like, what else do I do, man? I just yap. But when I think about it, I try to master my speech. I try to master my tone. I try to master my body language. I try to master just about everything, because people look at performers, and once I get a hold of someone with my performance per se, then I get my opportunity. And then once I get my opportunity, it's all uphill from there. That's how I worked with you all. Think about it. You all are a part of this great community. And if anything, all I really want to do is just, give you all a community where you can feel comfortable and safe. There's a lot of malarkey out there in the world. And I do appreciate a lot of you who respecting the rules that I'm trying to go for. I do greatly appreciate that. I just want somewhere where I can actually feel like, there's drama, or there's, they're talking about this topic that makes me think depression of the world. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, the real world doesn't exist. But at the same time too, I sometimes just want to escape it. Like, why do we play video games? Why do we go to VR? Why do we watch YouTube? We want to sometimes just escape reality. And there's nothing saying we can't do it with people that we can just trust around us. Let's just escape reality together. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's go to kooky, crazy worlds where we can see, rain on the walls, rain on the glass, the ceiling with lights, and just calm, gentle music. Let's go connect, have fun, enjoy ourselves. Let's just go be a community. And I say this again and again and again and again, but I won't stop saying it until, honestly, ever. Community is the most important part to me. Community is the only reason why I'm doing any of this in the first place. I don't do any of this for myself, but I find it an engaging and fun hobby because I think this is my freaking face tracking. It's just what it does. But I find this as a fun hobby because it gives me opportunities to meet new friends. So, okay, I'm done with that. I'm done with that topic piece. I'm going up. Pokeboy's here. Hi, Pokeboy. Some fudge that much fudgy. Where am I? I see Bacon Boys. Bye, Tactily. Good to see you again. I appreciate you. Heat bait for 1.5. I see Bacon Boy play is here. Run on man beats W having thoughts. I know, right? Having thoughts is the worst thing ever. Any man that ever has thoughts needs to go into the thought jail. Darling made me hand F beats jet. Oh my god, what does that mean? What does that mean? Tell your nice twins pushing me eat fudge. What the freak? Oh my gosh. Is Bacon Boy plays here just to be an advertisement engine? Finally had a chance to catch. Hi Pokeboy. Yeah, I'm happy you're here. Eek. I'm streaming on PS4 username Eli Rose 101. That's good, Eli Rose. I hope you have a good stream. Let's say hypothetically. I love wine. Stop that. Don't do that. Stop it. Don't do that. I don't like that. Because you're mocking someone. Please, please, please don't mock someone. Like, that's just Golden Ducky's charm. Let them be who they are. They want to ask a bajillion questions. Like, let's say hypothetically, if one gorilla, you know, went into the coast of Australia and fought like 5 crocodiles in the 12 p.m. hot summer day of June in 1987, who would win? Or who would do their taxes or something like that? I don't know. It's just questions that just don't make sense. But let them be. They're having fun. I don't like mockery. And I will say this for sure. I've emphasized this before. I don't like mockery, even if it's joking. Because you know what? Here's the problem. Once you start accepting mockery, even when it's joking, you're just accepting it. Chat, there's something called intent versus impact. And with intent, my face tracking chat, this is like, I need to get that Project Babel, I swear. I ordered it, but I'm still waiting for it. I need to stop licking my mouth. It's silly. Wait, hold on. Seriously though, how do I do this? Like this? Nah, I guess. Maybe not. So there goes my everything. My everything fails on me, chat. It hates me. Everything hates me. But, no, seriously, what I was gonna say is, get some water first. What was I even gonna say? I forgot. My headset took it away from me. It took away what I was gonna talk about. If I look at chat, oh yeah, mockery. So, even as joking, there's something, the difference between intent versus impact. So intent is, okay, well, we didn't mean to say that. Like, oh, you know, we called this person a slur word. Nah, we're just joking with him. Like, we know, it's all chill, right? But versus impact, that person probably felt very hurt about that. That person probably doesn't want to work at that workplace anymore. But that person can't leave that job. And the workplace managers aren't going to do anything about it. So they continue the trend. It's all joking. It's just kidding. They're just kidding. No harm, no foul, right? The person doesn't want to speak up. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. It keeps happening. And then one day, I think you can figure out the rest from there. It's not, I don't like mockery. It's not something to joke about. It's not something that's silly or fun. It's never right. Ever. Like silly label calling, like when people call me gay or femboy, fine. That's not really like, that's not straight up mocking. That's just calling me something. Oh well, Call me on whatever you want. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Like, seriously? But then at that point, if you're just like, haha, look at you, you try to be so, you're a male in a female avatar. Like, look at you, you're so weird and you're so gross and so dumb. I bet some of them are here right now. Are you? Whatever the case. I don't like Mockery. It's just not nice. So, please be respectful. Please. Hello, Brooke. Sorry, I can't say I remember you, but I'm happy you're here again. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate you. If you have any questions or you want to just like talk about something, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to respond to you, and we can talk about it together. Say hypothetically, you're kind of running a test to see what friends of yours are real by staying offline and not interacting. Do you think it's okay? Let's say hypothetically, you're kind of running a test to see what friends of yours are real by staying offline. No. Listen. Okay. Okay, that's actually a very good topic to go by. Chad, I need you all to understand something. It's never a good idea to test friends because deciding to test someone is, I don't want to say animalistic, but kind of animalistic. Like seriously though, you have to think about this. If you feel like your friends are not being there for you, then you gotta sometimes man up and just have the conversation. Tell them, hey, like, what's up? Are you my friend? Are you not my friend? If you feel like someone's causing you problems and you really respect that person, then yeah, go talk to them. Go ask them, hey, are you okay with me? Like, can we talk? Like, what's going on? Be very careful. Just if you're gonna be like that with someone, just let them know your reasonings. Like, hey, listen, you don't talk to me for a while, and you know it makes me upset, but just know I appreciate you. Because remember, there's one important thing too. Understand that nobody, like, this is real chat. Like, this is hard truths. This is a hard pill to swallow, but pay attention. Nobody really owes you their attention. Nobody. I'm serious. Like, as much as I want to praise the idea of giving attention and, you know, promoting love and all this kind of stuff, some people can decide maybe they just don't want to give you attention. Or maybe some people just don't want to do it because, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why someone wouldn't want to, you know, give you that attention. I would more so say, though, here's one thing I will say. If you do really respect those people and you want them in your life, you need to make sure you have a talk with them. If they don't want to give you the time of day, then they're probably not friends to keep around. Just a word of warning. I will say it this way. But whatever you do, just be open and upfront. Be open and honest. Like, look at me. I'm a pretty open and honest person. I probably say some things I shouldn't say on stream, but I'm just open. I really am. I talk about a lot of things on stream, and I have no hesitation in doing so, because I want you all to know who I am and just get to know me better so I can get to know you better. I don't really have an issue with it personally. Of course, I'd be very private where I can, but for the most part, I'm just like, I'm chilling, man. To allow the other person by a hypothetical. It's a goated question. Nobody reaches out, should you drop them as friends? Sorry, questions to person. Nobody reaches out, drop them as friends. I don't recommend that. Hi, Sydney. I don't recommend that. Like, please, don't test your friends. If you think they're not worth it, or if you really think like they're not giving you the attention you deserve, then leave. Find new ones. Find better opportunity. There's many ways to find opportunity out there. Just go around the next corner. And you use VR chat. You use VR chat. Maybe you have an opportunity to meet people here too. Just be respectful. Just be polite. Like, you were rather polite when you were at the cafe stream. You can probably do it. And if anything, I hope you can find friendship in the group, because I appreciate you. I had a good time with you, and I want to make sure that you know that I will be here the best I can. Of course, I have I have like things all over the place personally, but I do try my best to make the moments where I can count. Because if anything, Skelly, you should feel comfortable like having backups, if that makes sense. And I don't mean that in a way of like, oh well, you know, if this fails then I'm gonna go to this group. No, you should have at least 2 groups that you go to equally and value equally. So that way, like, you know, if you have friends from some or friends from another, at least it's like 2 the better the price of 1. But if you drop one, then you at least have 1 group to go back on. I was doing that for a while, and then and then I dropped 1 group, and I didn't find another group, and I dropped the other group, and then oops. So I really had nobody to communicate with and just find friends with. But then at the same time too, the Never Met's the same way as well, where I found opportunity in meeting people. So there's a lot of ways, and if anything, I hope in our community you can find someone and you can find opportunities here too. Let's say I'm not joking, I'm actually running the experiment because I am. That happened to me. I'm sorry, Ashan. Yeah, just Skelly, I can't tell you what to do, but I would proceed with caution. You may not get the results you want. I'm just saying. Or, I mean, you might get the results you want, but once you get those results, what are you going to do with them? Are you going to confront them? Are you going to drop them as friends? Well, I mean, the choice is yours, but I feel like if you have to do something like this, they're probably not friends worth it in the beginning to even do something for. Just my piece of advice. Hi, Cindy again. I already said hi, but hello again. What's poppin', gamers? Ghosts are pretty cool. Don't let your dreams be dreams, just dream them. Hi, Interdacted. I appreciate you being here. Do you believe in ghosts? I don't. Do I believe in ghosts? I'll probably answer that question if it wasn't even related to me. Do I believe in ghosts? No. Actually, yeah. I believe in spirits. I just don't like know like what's how. Like I can't. There's obviously no ooh ghosts. There's just I don't really think about that. I don't know why. I just think supernatural spirits and entities do exist, but I don't indulge in it as much as I probably should. But I don't really have much of a topic on that, which surprisingly I should probably do. I should probably do some more research on that. Play Phasmophobia VR so I can cry? God, no, we're not doing that. No Phasmophobia. A bit close that you are the only one you can count on. You had to learn the hard way. It's also good to close his high stomach. Hi, Frosted Fire. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I do like your quotes. I appreciate it a lot. And if anything, I just on my streams, I usually just chill and chat and answer questions, but sometimes I find myself getting rather deep, which I did like many a times this stream already. Wow, this stream has already like only really been like 45 minutes and I've been super deep, but regardless, I appreciate it. Like I appreciate being here with you all, and I hope you all have fun. I know I go on yap sprees, but ask questions. I want to be able to answer questions, and maybe you can get to know me better, and I can also get to know you better. I'm too scared to commit to making online friends. I will personally say, as someone who's had an internet life for about 20 years. 20 years, yeah. No, 18 years. Yeah, crazy, right? 10. I started at the age of 10. And I actually did a lot of things that were very leadership oriented, if that makes sense. Like, Chad, I've done a lot of things. I've administrated sites. I've been moderators for things. I had a Mario Kart Wii clan, and I was leader for one of them. I know, right? I was a Battlefield 3 like platoon owner for like a large platoon, and like I coordinated and everything. It was I've done a lot of things leadership oriented. I've just been a leader my whole life. But what was I gonna go in the matter of? Wait, what was I going with? Man, I just lose my thoughts so quickly sometimes. What was I talking about again? Pokeboy. That's right. Online friends. I remember, chat. I didn't remember actually, but what I was trying to get about is I've met a lot, and I mean a lot of different people on the internet. There's so many different people you have access to. Like, wow. I have met probably in the fair estimate of over like 1,000 people plus, really, on the internet. And that's within my whole 18 years within it. Because I would be in chat rooms, I would be like doing all this other kind of stuff and just meeting different faces along the way. It was a lot of fun. You know, you make some good connections on the internet, you talk to some great people. You'd be surprised, like, finding that opportunity, like, when I was like 14, talking to like 26, 27-year-olds and just chatting about life. That blew my mind. That actually made me like really impressed. And it also reminds me like how I was able to make connections. I've made friendships on the internet, and I've been as young as 13, 14. Now, of course, I was also responsible too. I didn't let myself be groomed, if that makes sense, because, you know, well, it wasn't really a problem back then. It's a lot worse now, for sure. But the point is, stay safe, please. You younger ones, please stay safe. But the point is, I understand. Like, I know some people sometimes get turned off when it's, you know, there's 13 plus people, but I want to offer the opportunity because you all are human too. And if anything, you all need it more than anybody else because you have school. Some of you have middle school, some of you have high school, some of you have college even. Like, you guys honestly need some sort of pep talk at the very least. I will say this much in particular. Where I do work with a lot of college kids as my employees, and of course they have really good ambitions and everything, and some of them are a little lazy, some of them are a little weird, but fundamentally they're all good people, and a lot of them feel a sense of loneliness, a lot of them feel a sense of discomfort in the world. So what I do here in a sense is what I do for some of them over there, because I want them to feel safe, I want them to feel comfortable. Even at the workplace, they don't have to be there, they really don't. They know what their next goal in life is. So I would try to make it as fun as possible and enjoyable as possible. Thankfully everybody else does too, like all the other management team, which is really awesome, and I appreciate that a lot. But overall, what I do here is what I do at work too, and sometimes my own personal life. I don't really... Does that make me have a life? Silly. But overall, safety and comfort is so important to me. And there's a reason behind it, chat. Like a darker, deeper reason. But that reason will not be told until later. I'm talking December, because that's when it happened. Which, I'm not going to say much. But it's definitely not something that I look back with fondness. And what would be really crazy to me is saying it. Because just there was a point in time where I would tell people this, and I was so scared and so nervous to explain it. It's a very close event to me. Very, very close. It might even be the reason why I am who I am today. On top of other ambitions and virtues, I get that. It's not the only reason why, but it has driven a lot of my life after it. It is definitely not a good story, but it definitely was a story where it did change my life. I'm not going to talk about it. It's going to be talked about in December when the events actually occurred, and it's nice too, because I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that day off from work, and I'm going to stream, and I'm going to say it. If I do that, chat, because when I talked about the story, I would always be, you know, crying and unable to actually explain it. But then I worked my way up. I told a small group of people that I didn't really like vibe with super well, but I did anyways. Then last year, I actually had a big social circle of about 15 to 20 people, and I said it there. I hosted the circle. I was kind of selfish because I made myself go last, but I told that whole story, and I was happy that I did it because it helped me a lot. It really did. Like this, I hold the story close, but if I think about it too much, it actually makes me cry. But it doesn't do that anymore because it doesn't hold a weight over my head. But I think I'm still not done. I think I have one more way I want to tell the tale. And once that day comes, chat, you'll probably know. Because I'm going to make sure I let it be known. I'm not going to do like a super big live stream. I'm just going to say it. And it's just out there. That's going to be interesting. Quite interesting. Alright, I'm going to read chat. It's new. I'm starting to get kind of existential anxiety and new people interaction. Some experience. I understand that, Skelly. If anything, I hope you enjoyed your time at the cafe stream. And I understand. I appreciate you being happy about it. Like, I see the... Is that... Oh, let me see. I'm looking. That's so awesome. I like your profile picture. That's so cute. That's really cool. Alright, bye, Levine. I hope you have a good night. I find the idea of getting haunted funny. That would be pretty funny. I want to try it out. Built-in roommate? Seriously? Just wake up and you're like rising out of the bed. You just look over. Oh, you. Oh my god. I do believe ghosts are groups of energy lost in his body. People have passed. That sounds about right. Because I do remember, like, in a lot of folklore, that's why Halloween exists. Because the idea is that you're scaring off the spirits and, like, warding them away. Because that's when spirit presence is most high. And that's also why Mexico celebrates Dias de los Muertos. Because that same principle came to Mexico. And they celebrate the dead. They try to revel them. They try to find opportunities to rekindle with them. It's a very honorable way of celebrating, like, the afterlife. It's very, very cool, and I'm very appreciative, like movies like Coco and all that kind of stuff that just really put more perspective on it. It's a very good way of seeing death, for sure. I made lots of friends on the internet nowadays. Hi, Anthony. Yeah, me too, because I'm still relatively new to the area I'm at, and I'm getting more real life friends. I'm starting to hang out more often. Like, I went to go watch Fantastic Four yesterday, actually, with some friends, and that was pretty cool. I like that one. But no, the nice thing about when I moved to up here, I already had an established internet friend base from where I was. And that's one of the nice things, because once I got into my new room, I didn't have to think about new friends and all this kind of stuff. I just went on VR chat and I saw all the people I always saw. And that's one of the reasons why VR chat was so important to me, because it helped me facilitate my move really well. Like, my transition, I was not lonely. Granted, I have a roommate and I appreciate them too, but I was not lonely. I didn't feel depressed because I didn't have any social interaction. If anything, I went on VR a lot more to have the opportunity to just connect, kindle with people right from the comfort of my own home. And that's why I very, very much appreciate VR chat. And it's even given me the medium to reach out to you all so I can try to continue building the community I want us to have. So, I mean, VR chat has offered a great opportunity in this aspect. I'll submit before I describe. Are you an 18? No, I'm not. I'm not an 18 plus streamer. I'm more PG-13 because I want to make sure I can reach out to as many people as I can, minors included. That's also why I'm very, very I'm very particular about wanting to protect them, because I really don't want anything bad to happen. Like, that would make me so upset. I'd probably tell you all why, like, another time, but there's a reason behind it. There is a reason behind it. So I check this out. What you do? Hopefully, you have another day. If I can offer real life, don't let your trauma run your life, and move on for the better and decide your own fate. It's pretty true. What the heck? My controller? Yeah, if anything, chat, just make sure, he's right. Trauma, you really shouldn't let trauma run over your life. And you shouldn't let trauma define you. You know, it's funny, I want to actually mention this because no need to say names because it's not important. But I recently had running with a matter of someone. I just said something maybe a little too honest, and they didn't like it. I understand. I get that. Um, then there came a matter where they kind of like correlated what I did to a matter of a trauma event that they had, which kind of upset me some because it made me feel like, well, now at this rate, you're just projecting your trauma because that's how you know it as, when that's not how I intended to interpret it. Of course, I'm the person that I want to make sure I make myself be as clear as possible, even though I make many, many like weird and cryptic ways I describe myself or describe my reasonings of things. So, whatever the case, I explained myself the best I could. And the reason why I mention it though is because, yeah, trauma really shouldn't run your life. You should, but okay, the hardest part though about it is you may not know it's trauma until it's probably too late. What I mean by that is you may have a habit where you do something in particular, let's say just a bad habit, and you are repeatedly doing it, but you may not know it's a bad habit. Like in terms of conversation, I don't really want to specifically say any patterns I realized because I don't want to potentially call out anybody. I mean, it may. I don't want to do like if a shoe fits situation, but the point is, there's a lot of insecurities out there that people have that like run through their everyday behavior. So people just get really emotionally charged over certain situations. So people just feel like a sense of great nervousness and shyness that more or less comes from like the general ways they were raised or whatnot. And I feel like one of the biggest ones is just social anxiety. If I think about it, with the internet, it almost feels like the illusion of choice, doesn't it? Because it feels like you can go anywhere and just about make any friend. But while that's true, I think the hardest part is that we all act a little too attention starved for our own good sometimes, and we need to make sure we find opportunities to give back as well. It's a two-way street situation. We just want to make sure that while we want to take space, we need to also give space. I realize this a lot personally when I'm meeting new people or trying to find opportunities to know new people. You got to give them time. You got to give them space. If you decide that you want to try to do everything all at once, do everything so fast paced, and then go from like, met honeymoon period to like over in a week, that's not long-standing friendships. You gotta have patience, you gotta have time, you gotta have an understanding of each other. You gotta be able to just really vibe. And that last part is actually very true because you may not vibe with everybody you come across. And I call that affinity because that's a good way of like describing, hey, this is how my general vibe feel is with this person. But, what was I gonna say? All that comes together to really foster friendship. And if anything, that's one of the important ways of like, I would say making friends. Or at the very least, making long-standing friends. Something like that. Hello, Mango Beer. Nice to meet you. Good to see you again. I'm sorry. Based off a card game. That's pretty cool. Chat. I hope you all doing well. How's everybody else doing? How's everybody doing tonight? I'm just chilling. It's a Monday night. I see a pattern with myself that I force myself to stop crying when I'm on people. You know what? That's actually really smart of you, Cheesecake. That's actually very emotionally mature of you. Let me read that again. I realize a pattern with myself that I force myself to stop crying when I'm around people. I'm an emotional person. So, I will say this. I do recommend you feel out your feelings the best you can, because those are your feelings after all. If you don't feel them out, then the opposite problem happens, where you bottle them up and then it just leads to one big outburst when you least expect it. Just one little thing to tip the glass over, and then all of a sudden it all comes spilling out. No control, no way of stopping it, it just spills out. But, if anything, feeling your emotions is not necessarily a bad thing. I would personally say having the bravery of showing your emotions is honestly better. Because it shows people, yeah, you may not want to inconvenience them in your heart, but it just shows that you're brave enough to show what you actually think. I personally don't think crying is a bad thing. I've had people cry on me, and if anything, it's an opportunity to figure out what's going on. It's a very, very visual reaction. If anything, it's one of the most honest reactions. When someone's crying, especially when you're telling them something, you can just tell something is happening. Whereas if someone's standing still and just making eye contact with you, there's sometimes you may not get to a person that way. But tearing eyes is real emotion. Tearing eyes is an observation. And understanding the observation based off of context is very important, because then that's one of your best ways to help someone when they need the help most. I don't think crying is a sense of weakness. If anything, just make sure you don't weaponize your crying. In other words, don't use your crying as a means of getting things. Like if you're gonna cry because, oh well, I didn't get this promotion, so I'm gonna cry. That's not really fair. Because then you're using that opportunity to understand what that emotion means, and you're exploiting it, and that's not nice. Like, we shouldn't weaponize our emotions. We shouldn't weaponize our feelings. Your feelings are meant to feel. They're not meant to be used that way. Just feel. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to let it out when you have to, because it just makes it that much easier the next time. And I mean that for a lot of people, because I cry. I've cried recently. I have. And I'm not going to sit here and deny that. Sometimes a good cry is all you need to get ready for the next step. If you don't feel comfortable crying, well, I hope someday you do. Because I feel like everybody at some point in time, even the most machoest of men, need to cry. It's not weakness. It's human. So don't hesitate. Because crying is good for your eyes. I need to cry more. I can't cry because my eyes are so dry every step of the day. So cute, emotionally available femboy VTuber. I may have found the right side of YouTube. I cried earlier tonight. When the weight of your career and life drags down, all you can do is sometimes crying. You're right, and you're so right. Ziggs. I'm gonna say Ziggs. I think it's Ziggs. It's a Y. Sometimes sounds like an I, so I'll say Ziggs. But you're right. But you're right. Sometimes a good cry is just all you need. And there's a lot of moments where you just need to cry. I'll be a little more open about it, I guess. When I cried, the last time I cried was actually at work with one of my higher up managers. And I appreciate them greatly because they listened out to me. If anything, it was me just feeling useless at work. Now chat, for those of you who are here earlier or interconnected into this live stream VOD when it comes up, I said earlier I hate the feeling of uselessness, because if I'm useless, then I'm not helping anybody or anything. I'm not helping something go forward, if that makes sense. So there came a mix-up of things that happened in the store, and now it led to some rate where I became useless, or at least I felt like I was useless and I wasn't really contributing anything to the team. And that hurts me a lot, because a lot of what I do because I want to help the team. I want to be that team player. I want to offer opportunities for all of us to be better, and we do it as a team. That's always how I've been, and that's always what I'm probably most likely gonna be. I always like to be a leader in that aspect, where I want to make sure everyone gets involved, everyone has fun, but overall everybody just stays safe. If I can't do that, then I feel useless. So, I was speaking to my upper higher up manager, and the moment I told them that I felt useless, I cried. And I even said to myself, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry. I just, it's just really hard to say. But even as I said it, the warm smile on her face made me feel okay. But me just admitting and understanding myself by saying that right then and there made me feel even more comfortable. Because I had to do it. I'm not going to sit there stone-walled and just cover what I don't want to say. Because if I didn't do it, then I wouldn't have said what I wanted to say. And honestly, after I did, everything else sorted out. I felt a lot better. I actually became more confident, became more productive. And with the help of you all, this lovely community I'm in, and the new people I meet all the time, like Ziggs and, well, Ziggs. There's no wrong sense of it. It's a healthy thing, really. I don't choose to cry. I kind of just like explain where I bottle stuff and try to cry. I don't know my feelings, but I just feel too long. I get that. And you know what? You're right. Sometimes it's hard to cry in an area if you don't feel comfortable. I will say that much. So do just understand yourself, Cheesecake. My example I just said, it's not exactly like it's a bad example because I trust the person that I was with. And that's a very important thing. You shouldn't just cry in front of people you don't trust. Because yes, sometimes they'll just take that emotion you show, that superficial emotion you show, and they'll just not care. And at that point, like you mentioned, if you're vulnerable and someone just doesn't care, it definitely can do really bad numbers on people. So you are right to be defensive. Only cry in front of people you trust. If anything, I appreciate you opening up to that. That's a very honest thing to say. So thank you for sharing that. I like that. It allowed me for some good talking points. I do the content creation is fun. Crying at work is the peak in American work life. They push it so hard for greatness when we're young, even to a degree. We still end up being mostly mindless worker drones, shifting things around, and look busy and just doing mindless tasks. Kevin, I need drugs. Hello, it's nice of you to join us. This is a stream of yapping. Yeah. Now watch me yap. Yap 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 yap. Oh boy. Yeah. If anything, American life kind of really drags us down really hard. Because it's just go, go, go. There really is no, like, you can't, like, settle and sit down. Because otherwise you just get left behind. Yeah, it is like that. It really stings, but what can you do, I suppose? Chat within a chat. Chatception. Hello, Henry Repeater. Nice of you to join us. Oh, also, I need to go to the dispensary. I never cried a lot because I never wanted to be the center of attention. Unknown. Oh, unknown. You perplex me, you know. I'm sorry for you. It feels like oftentimes every time you say something, it seems upsetting. And I hope you're okay. Like, truly. I don't want you to have, I don't ever want you to feel uncomfortable in my streams. I'm happy you're here, and honestly, I'm happy you open up. The stuff you just say, even though I really feel for you, I still am happy you say it. Because if anything, I hope at the very least, in the smallest of moments, I can make you feel special in at least just a little way. I know I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect about it, but I just want you to know I appreciate seeing you here. And truly, like, thank you. I'm happy you want to watch me. Like, I wouldn't even watch myself. But no, really, I appreciate you being here. Thanks. Henry, how do I do that? I think the chat is called chat because you chat in it. QT avatar. And hello. Thank you, Henry Peter. I appreciate you. I just go on a yap spree. If you have anything you want to ask me or, you know, want to talk about, then you can ask me. I'm pretty open to a lot of questions. It just helps me go on a yap fest. Let me see what Cheesecake says. Also, when I cry, when people put attention on me, when I can have stage fright because I cry. Just when I have a quarter when you're out focusing. You know, Cheesecake, I appreciate you opening up about that. You know, you two, I hope you two are okay. Because feeling like showing your emotions is a bad sign is unfortunate. I feel for you. And at the same time too, the matter of like stage fright, I feel like a lot of people get it, so I wouldn't be too upset about that. Shyness is an understandable thing. And if anything, I hope I can one day help build a sense of confidence within you so you may not feel so much stage fright. Like, I talk about a lot of things in terms of like public speaking and presentation because that's a lot of my life. I have done a lot of facilitation. I have done a lot of coordinating. I have done many sorts of things to help like rally people together. And I think honestly, that's one of the reasons why I want to be so proficient in speaking, because good words, good syntax, and good intentions go a very long way in convincing people what you want. And I try as hard as I can to convey what I want is just a good community. I know I say that again and again, and I'm gonna keep saying it. But my intention is to have a good community. That's why I try to practice the best I can in speaking and waving my hands and arms like a wacky waving arm inflatable tube man. If anything, it's an opportunity to get to meet you all, so we all have fun together. That's all I really intend for my chats. To chill. I appreciate your style content. Plan to catch your next stream. Glad thank you for my photos. Looking forward to seeing you. I appreciate that, Ziggs. Thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate seeing new people, and I just hope you can come in and enjoy and have fun with us. That's all I really want. I just want us to have fun and enjoy the vibes. That's also why I want to do the cafe stream more. I really just want to serve more coffee. However, poor Kaisel is down for the count. They may come. They're still probably gonna try coming. I told them they probably shouldn't, but they're still gonna try. I don't know, Kaisel. I don't really suggest you like work until like you get your leg fixed. I'm just my opinion. My opinion. You can do whatever you so please, but can't really stop you, you know. Hi Ryu, nice of you to join us. What time is the chat? I have about 20 minutes left. So how's everybody doing? What's everybody's looking like going on? I know how to English good. Chat, I don't blink enough. And I'm sure I have blinked many a times before, but it's only this. Like split second blinking that most likely doesn't actually give me any beneficial blinking whatsoever. So I'm not really blinking. It's like shift blinking, which is not really doing anything for my eyes. So I have to actually close my eyes for a second. But I will say this. Wait. Oh, everybody's there's a lot of people talking. I appreciate seeing you, Ryu. I hope you enjoy yourself in bed. I'm doing good and bad. Kevin, why are you doing good and bad? Come on, tell me. I want to know. Hey, bro, like, is it PC only or is it Quest? Hi, Warrior Pie. Nice to meet you. I think I've seen you before. But yes, this is actually Quest compatible. But this is a private avatar. I try to keep it to myself because this is kind of like my avatar at this point. Fun fact, though. Fun fact. You could find the public version of this avatar in Prismic's avatar search, but good luck. It's not really named what you think it's named, and I'm not gonna give anybody any hints. But It's there. I promise you it's there. So technically I could have clones of me. But how would I know I'm the real one? Because I have face tracking. No, seriously, those the public one doesn't have face tracking. So if you even have face tracking, it's not gonna work. I'm glad it's been a chill day, Unknown. I'm happy to hear that. Absolutely. I plan to catch up with you Monta. Well, I play Star Citizen. Goodbye, Ziggs. Nice to meet you. Pleasure for you to join us. Doing good. Third day in a row in VR chat. Taking a break and eating. And now I'm in a VR YouTube chat. I think I might be addicted. Doing good. Third day in a row in VR chat. Taking a break and eating. What are you eating? Can I have some? Is it good food? If it's not good food, I don't want it. If it's bad food, I'm gonna throw it out the window. See that, chat? I can throw it out the window. And then you're never gonna see it ever again. So make sure it's good food. If it ain't good food, I don't want it. Not for me. But perhaps for thee. Sometimes friends, it's bad though. Like my eyes, remember, I have two screens right in front of my face. So I have to be very cautious in making sure that I blink. Otherwise my eyes get really tired really fast. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Henry. I appreciate that. I want a burrito. Seeing you be vulnerable on stream, but still not oversharing made me open up, which really helped me. But I appreciate that, Cheesecake. I want to find opportunity, and I really, really appreciate that, actually, because I want to find opportunity for you all to feel comfortable. I could be pretty darn vulnerable, because I don't necessarily mind. If it makes you all feel more comfortable with me, that I talk about myself and moments that I cherish, even if they're not good moments, then I'm more than happy to talk about them. Like, I can talk more about my relationships, and I won't talk about like my VR relationships. I don't really want to go before that, because that was not necessarily good. That would be another conversation for another day if I really, really want to open up about it. But the point is, like, in terms of VR relationships, the first one that I had that wasn't actually a VR relationship, like, we went to Organism. That was a pretty fun world. We did some fun stuff over there. We played Truth or Dare, and we asked a lot of questions. That's why I like questions so much, because they open up conversation, and so I can go on a yap spree. But we went to play Truth or Dare. We played other games, and then I gave them a date. I think I was mentioning the date. So it's crazy how I came back to it, right? But the date was as follows. I picked 3, and pay attention if you're going on a VR chat relationship yourself. I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm waiting to edit a roller later. Edit a roller. Remember this, because we're gonna talk about how to do a VR chat date. You have to have at least 3 worlds. I use at least 3 worlds. Your results may vary, but at least 3 worlds, because it should be a nice little trio of fun. The first world, the engaging world. You should find a world where you can have the opportunity to build your way up. Maybe some light activity. For example, there are some worlds out there where you can do Korean barbecue, or you can do some sort of like broth bath. I forgot what that's called, but that's how you cook like broth and like chicken and whatever and broth and all that kind of stuff. You could do a world like that. It helps helps the engagement, helps the interaction, helps the energy, and plus in real life, whenever you usually do a date, at least for me, I would always go eat first. So it's kind of like a real date at that point. Then number 2, you take them somewhere. You take them somewhere to a good world. Let me get the... Number 2, you take them somewhere to a good world. My personal recommendation for anyone who needs to do a VR date, I recommend that you go to a world called Poco P Land. I repeat, it is called Poco P Land. It is a very, very, very huge, robust world. It is so huge, in fact, that for the PC version, it is over a gigabyte to download. For reference, most VR chat worlds are only about like 150 megabytes on average on PC. So a gigabyte, it is a huge world. You feel like you're actually at a theme park, and there's so much to do. So you take them there. And I had a couple memories from that, but what I'm saying is your second world should be something that will help keep you both engaged. Like having fun, laughing, vibes, good connections, however you want to do it. It should be a real engagement tool. It should be that moment where you're really doing the bulk of the dates. Like understanding each other, laughing with each other, enjoying each other's presence. This is the part where you will really figure out if you appreciate someone or not. Like this is the actual bulk of the date. And then once you get to number 3, you go to a wind down phase. Now this is ideally where the bedrooms and whatnot that I go to are good options. In fact, the world that many of you have seen when I first started live streaming, I don't do it anymore because for some reason it crashes the stream or it crashes VR chat. But my home world, the underwater bedroom, that was actually the world I found when I would do the third phase of my first date with this first girl. Because I went to some place to like a broth thing or whatever. Then I went to Poco P Land, and then I went to the underwater bedroom. Now, that world, the underwater bedroom, did not become my home world in the very beginning. Honestly, my home world for a solid year was just the VR chat world. Like, there's a default VR chat world, and it's grown over time. It's become bigger, it's become cooler. But when you first start in VR chat, that's the first world you're going to be put into, is the VR chat home world. And I liked that world because it was so chill. It was like low energy. I didn't have to like be overwhelmed the moment I went into my world. It was a nice, comfortable world, and it was a good center point. Whenever I wanted to leave a crazy world or whatnot, I would go there, or I would go back to my home world. But one day, something happened. I was very upset about something. Like I'll just leave it at that. But I went to that world because like I just wanted to. I started going into it more often. And one day I went to that world and I cried tears of joy, actually. Like the music that plays, the scenery about it. You know what? Let's go to my home world. I'm going to my home world. Uh, Chat, welcome to my home world. This world is the first world I took someone on the third part of my date. This was also the world where I cried tears of joy in. After I cried tears of joy, I made it my homeworld. It's a very serene environment. I can relax. I feel comfortable here. Like on top of this avatar, this has been my second room. Like the home away from home. And oftentimes I would open up the mirror and look at myself and just kind of talk to myself. I know that sounds crazy perhaps, but if anything, I consider myself two different entities. I'm right now Roller, and then there's my real life self, which probably won't say the name, even though I have it in the Discord server. But the point is, we are technically two different people. I have my real life side, and I have my internet side. And with the help of VR chat, they both come together as one. Obviously, I'm commanding this figure that I am right now, but I've also have had original characters that have grown up with me, and this is also my current one technically. So it's them two coming together to make me. And if anything, if I'm going to choose a world that is going to help keep me calm and keep me connected. I didn't have to look any further. Let me read chat. Dating coach. I wish. I wish. It's gone. What? Food. Tandoori chicken and garlic turmeric rice. Nice. You too. Have you ever done a VR chat? I have. I have a cafe event. I have a cafe event. Everybody should join it every Saturday. Every Saturday, join my Discord group. My Discord group. And my Discord group is to join every Saturday. Every Saturday, that cafe event. Saturday cafe event. Every Saturday cafe event. It's gonna be on the test. Did you ever like 1 billion beers or $1 million? $1 million? The heck? I had tacos from New Year's. Oh my gosh. New Year's was like 7 months ago. What? I said I was way married to wine. I feel happy right now, but a lot's happening. I've just been kind of sad, and I'm not actively doing something. Most of the problem is the whole custody agreement. Yeah, I feel for you. I hope everything gets easier soon in that aspect. I can't really talk much about that subject. I've never really had to deal with it myself. Sort of. I mean, the point is, technically speaking, my parents did get divorced. So, but I wasn't like old enough to really deal with like the matters of custody and whatnot. It was just something that technically I was too young to understand. I didn't really know any better, really. Can you become a dating coach? I can't. Like, I know how to like read people and understand people, but I don't really like know the matters of like love in that aspect. I'm gonna iced coffee potato. I made friends in Uno chat world today. That's nice. That's good. And it's gone on so long years now. It's got exhausting mentally, physically. I do hope like a resolution opportunity finds itself soon for you, Kevin. I really do hope so. Nobody really should. No younger person really should have to go through that. It's not right. Hey, turn out the lights for a bit. What? Turn the lights back on. Thanks for the invite. Going to snoop through your things. That's all right, Henry. Snoop through my things. I will say though, I have sometimes my real life face on there, so just an FYI. Bye, Ryu. Nice to see you. My power just went out, so what happened? I'm back. Hello, unknown. Welcome back. Dating coach. Yeah, right. I do love this place. Like, this place is amazing. I'm really happy to be here whenever I can be here. Sounds like life pro tips. I mean, listen, chat. Don't, again, my advice, please take with a heavy grain of salt. I am not some person that is like the super survival person. I just think a lot, and I just know how people can think sometimes. If anything, humans are a lot more patternistic than you might realize. And once you start finding patterns, then you can find, connections and correlations. But, oh, sorry, chat. Hold on, 1 second. Sorry, my sinuses got like crazy for a second. But as I was saying, one of the most important things though, I forgot what I was saying. God dang it. I was about to cook too. What was I talking about? This is why I have chat. Oh, life pro tip. That's right. Advice. Yeah, thanks. I appreciate chat so much because it helps me remember. But no, take my like advice with a grain of salt. I'm not like a super. I don't know. A lot of things is because I think a lot and I process a lot of different things. So I hope what I say makes sense. It may not always make sense, but I just try my best to help because that's all I can do. Just give advice and maybe give like encouragement where I can. I gave a lot of encouragement to Kaisel for sure after the event. It was a good time. Have you ever done it personally? I'm actually Thunderbird 8 for the VR. Original 70 for 5 installer. That's pretty cool, Warrior Pie. I went, you know what? I could one day probably do like a collab because I could what is it? I could actually make a video. I would probably do a video, not so much a live stream, but a video because I actually do know how to fly. I've done some flying worlds and I have the general controls down. I would try a video though. That'd be pretty fun. That'd be a nice little collab, and probably like advertise you all. That'd be pretty sick. Hi, welcome back, Skelly. Hi, Arshan. I appreciate you thinking the place looks nice. It's a nice. I appreciate my place a lot. It's gonna crash. It's not crushing yet. It's not crashing. Weirdly enough. I'll join Buckshot. I still want to do the Buckshot Roulette tournament. That's gonna be so cool. You're scared of cafes? Pokeball, just come with us. Have fun. Come on. Okay, everybody who's here that was at the cafe event, just can you say how much fun it was, and how great of a time we had? Like I don't. It's good. It's fun. I promise you have a good time, and it gives you a chance to see me. This is like my meet and greets basically, like, and it's an opportunity for me to give back to you all. So that's the way I see it, at least personally. I want you to have fun. Like, please join us. I really want to make sure I can help take care of you, the person behind the screen, because again, VR chat has done a lot for me, and if anything, it really has opened the opportunity to help build and foster a greater sense of connection to you all. That's a connection I want to have with my community, a sense where we can feel like we can be there for each other. In other words, to be a second family. Buckshot Roulette. I appreciate you being there for me today. Everything you do, I could donate. I don't, chat. I've thought about it. I don't really want donations. I do this for fun. I really do. I don't really I don't need donations. I just appreciate you all, and if anything, this is just a hobby. That's why I'm not like super professional about it, because after all, it really is just a hobby to me. But I want to make sure I adhere to some standards, like being on time. Need to work on that. But no, I appreciate being here always and forever, and I'm forever grateful to you all. I really don't need your money. I'm just happy you're here. That's all that matters. My parents got divorced, but they never stopped fighting. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Kevin. I hope I don't. I mean, there's other ways you could potentially go about it. Like, you could probably reach out to a relative you might find most comfortable to you, and maybe they can give you an opportunity to not feel this sense of inconsistency and, I would say, drama per se. Um, it's a hard situation to be in, because in the hardest part, they may have divisions over you and make you feel a lot different, and maybe not like see you as whole. If I were to guess, it's hard for me to talk about, because I don't really know too much. Maybe I should do more research and stuff like that, because I feel bad for those people who had to go through situations like this. Like, the people you should trust the most are more or less against each other. It's not definitely not a welcoming thought. And if anything, I do wish you luck on it, wherever you can find that luck. Maybe in someone you can trust, maybe a reliable adult you can find opportunity in. But just make sure you stay safe as best as you can. You may not be able to move the two forces that is your parents, but as long as you can find opportunity to be safe to yourself, then. And if anything, I hope you being here provides a little bit more comfort. I'm not saying like you're gonna feel much better, but I just want you to know that I acknowledge you, and I'm sorry I can't say much more in helping you in this situation, but I really do hope that at the very least I can help calm you down just for a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. If I can do that, then I'd be pretty happy. That's all I really need. But I do appreciate you being here. It's hard. It's a hard world out there, and I always try to be that escape from reality and hope that people can feel comfortable here. But trust me, I'm no stranger to real hard situations. I've talked to a lot of people who undergo those situations, and I hope I can just encourage them the best I can, when I can, My trackers. Chat, I need to go. I have to meet up with a friend, because speaking of, being there for people who need it, my friend does need me. I'm going to read the rest of chat, and I'm probably going to go. No, I did Buckshot Roulette on my own. No, Buckshot Roulette was mentioned And then I thought that idea. So technically, whoever mentioned it first really owns up to the idea. Welcome back, Jelly Bread. Yeah! Buckshot Roulette for 500 subs. That's a good idea. I want to do that. That sounds pretty cool. Well, hopefully, Cheesecake, you can find opportunities soon. Sorry, I just got back. Who are you, Clay? I was saying, Warrior Pie, I could probably find opportunity, like, I could probably do a video with you all and show off your group. That'd be pretty cool. If you'd let me, of course. I wouldn't actually join your group. I would just, like, be like a guest or whatever. If I can do that. If I can do that. Sorry. Official barista. Hi, Danielle. Good to see you again. Parents are the worst. Oh, wow. I'm glad you're here though, Skelly. I do appreciate you. Jelly bread, chicken, nugget. My parents never got married. Huh. Quite interesting. Whatever the case, I'm sorry everybody. I know this is a little it's got a little real, but I appreciate you all being honest about it. Like really, I feel happy that you feel comfortable opening up to it, because then that just helps us be more connected to each other. That just helps us be better with each other. This is just what helps us become a community, and that's what I want. I want a connected community. So I appreciate you all being open and honest with this. I'm happy, Cheesecake, that of you sharing, which I shared, and that's what I want to encourage. I want people to feel comfortable to open up themselves. That's why I do my streams. At least these days, why I do my streams. So this did get deep. It really did. That's why I asked that. Yeah, Warrior Pie. Did you say something about like you're part of the VR chat aviation? I'm actually from the VR chat USAF Thunderbirds. I was gonna say like you could like be a guest star and fly for them with you. I would probably do terrible. I would probably crash your planes. You guys probably have really good coordination, and I would die. But this did get deep. Well, I don't have anyone to talk to. I need a therapist. Wish you got laid off. I'm not a therapist. Well, Kevin, I'm not a therapist, but I'm here. I'm not a therapist, though. I hope, if anything, I can probably at least offer advice where I can. And I do try to do therapist practices, but I don't say I do it super, super good. Just okay enough, I guess. But that doesn't mean I can't try, I guess. But that's why I have to say, that's why a lot of what I say is not like actual like therapist advice. It's just advice from some random anime girl. I appreciate you being here, Unknown. I'm happy you feel comfortable here, and I'm always happy to see you. Thanks for trying to be a positive force. I appreciate you, Henry. I really try. I try my best to just make a change in the world. And even if it's just one person at a time that at least can smile just for a little bit, then I couldn't be any more happier. So, for everybody who always joins, I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you feel comfortable here. That's important to me. That's very, very important. And I only hope that this same vibe can stay like this forever. I just want people to feel comfortable, and I want people to feel connected. Like, we need this now more than ever. There's a lot going on in this world, and we just have to stay grounded, communicative with each other. That's all we need to do. One last story. Still got Damascus knife for skin unconsistent. Those Damascus knives are terrible. I cleaned. We have Damascus knives too. I cleaned one of them, like with like a paper towel, and I incidentally like rubbed along the edge. It not only cut through the paper towel, but it also cut into my finger, and I barely put any force on. Those knives will kill me. They are so scary. So I believe it. I hope you're okay. Holy cow. I appreciate you, Kaisel. My name in Discord is Nico and Yuki. If I get an affirmative from those two, I might be able to... Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. You're a good therapist. I'm not a therapist though. Is the thing. It's like I don't know if you ever any of you ever watched the Super Hot Fire when he was like but I'm not a rapper though. We need to watch that. We need to watch that on stream sometime. That would be a good watch, but not now. Not now. Another time. Another time. Would you make long form buckshot? Would you make a long form buckshot like a long form video or a long form live stream? Because oh, you mean like or like doing the event repeatedly? I can I could probably make like rotate the events, or I could probably do both events. We'll figure it out. I'm sure I can figure something out. I appreciate hearing that, Kaisel. I hope like you all feel a little more comfortable when you're at these streams because I want to make sure you feel comfortable. And of course, like I want to outreach to as many of you as I can, and connect with you my own unique way, and because it just that allows me to get to know you and have a better understanding of you, and hopefully, if someday, let's say, if you go on to greener pastures, I hope all I really want, chat, and I had to think about this too, for people who come and go, all I really want at the very least, if they just take something that they can like take with them for the rest of their life, like confidence, courage, how to speak to people, how to engage in conversation, all this kind of stuff. If someone can take something like that and become better because of me, that's all I can really ask for. I'm gonna come to the acceptance that people are not gonna, I'm not just gonna linearly grow. People eventually come and go, and I've come to see it. Like, there's a lot of people I don't see anymore, and it's upsetting to not see them again. But I understand life is tough, and it has many different circumstances and many different avenues. So I do hope, if anything, we just find opportunity to stay with each other as long as we can, connect with each other, and if we ever have to move on, then I just hope you are left better than when you came. And if anything, I wish you good luck. And this is one for like seeing deer. Oh gosh. Thank you, Henry. I appreciate you being here. A long form video? I don't know. Um, I need to think about that. I don't know if I want. I need to try to do another long form video, but I probably could do it via Buckshot Roulette. But I think I'm still gonna do a long form live stream too, like a widescreen format. It's easier for like group events because then I can get everybody. But chat, I appreciate you. Hi Lobo, I appreciate seeing you. Thank you for being here. Unfortunately, my day's been well, thank you. But now I have to go and see my friend because they need me, and I want to make sure I can be there for them. But chat, again, I'm always appreciative of everybody who joins, and I hope if you're here, I hope you at least, I was able to at least put a smile on your face, and that's all that matters to me. I hope you have a good night.